keep hearing that people are making thousands of dollars a month with AI-built apps. So I decided to build my own potential $10,000 per month AI app. And I'm going to show you the entire process step by step. Finding the right idea, validating the demand, building the full app, setting up the back end, connecting real payments, and launching everything using AI without any coding skills. But before we build anything, we need a problem people are already willing to pay for, because that's what turns a random app into a real business. So, in order to find and validate a profitable idea, we're going to open Atoms and turn on deep research mode. Now, if you're not familiar with Atoms, it's basically a full AI system that can research, build your app, handle the back-end database, and even payments just from a prompt. It's basically like having an entire AI team working for you without you touching any code. And as you can see here, we have Mike, the team leader, ad specialists, SEO specialists, to help drive traffic, a product manager, an architect, engineers, data analysts, and Iris, which is the AI research agent that handles the deep market research for us. I left the link for Atoms in the description, so you can follow along and build this together with me. So, after turning on deep research mode, we're going to kick things off with the following prompt. Find me 7 profitable, high-demand B2C SaaS niches where people already pay monthly to solve a specific problem. Now, if you don't know, B2C means selling directly to consumers, while B2B means selling to businesses. And personally, I think selling to normal consumers is easier, which is why I'm going to focus the research around B2C ideas. Then I will add, for each niche, include the core pain point, the exact target customer profile, existing competitors, underserved gaps in the market, avoid overcomplicated startup ideas, and focus on practical software people use and pay for. So, let's hit enter. And here's where things get interesting. Now, before Iris starts the full research, it first shows you the research plan, which basically outlines everything it's going to investigate deeply. And once you're happy with it, all you have to do is click Start Research. And from this point, the deep research begins. And let me tell you guys, this is not some basic style research. It's pulling real market data, industry reports, competitors, customer pain points, and actual demand signals. So these are not random generic answers. Everything is based on real data. All right, so the scan just finished, and honestly, look at this. A full market research report with everything needed to pick your next profitable SaaS idea based on proven market demand. And as you can see here, every niche is broken down in detail with customer pain points, target audience, competitors, underserved gaps, and all the information needed to actually understand the market before building anything. So after analyzing the deep research, I really think the education niche has massive potential right now, especially with AI. And if we look at the research here, we can see that one of the biggest problems mentioned is low engagement and low retention rates in online learning. The report also talks about how most learning platforms still feel generic and fail to properly adapt to the student. And another huge issue is that students lose motivation quickly because most apps don't have strong engagement systems built in. So instead of building another boring AI chatbot, I want to build something way more interactive and addictive. So what I'm going to do now is another deep research specifically around this exact concept, so we can get a much clearer vision of what we should actually build. So I followed up with this prompt. Research the idea of an AI-powered interactive learning app for self-learners. I wanted to understand the biggest frustrations they have with studying, what current apps are missing, what keeps students engaged long-term. Let's hit enter and let Iris do its thing. And again, after the deep research, I got all the information needed to properly understand this niche and get a much clearer vision of what I actually want to build. And based on the results, one of the biggest gaps in this market is that most learning apps still fail at making learning truly personalized and interactive, which is exactly why I came up with the idea of building an AI-powered study app that turns learning materials into interactive gamified learning sessions with quizzes, flashcards, summaries, and more. And now that the idea is ready, let's start building. So to do that, I'm going to head back to the Atoms dashboard and paste in the building prompt. So in this prompt, I asked Atoms to create a modern AI learning platform called Learnify that transforms uploaded learning material into interactive study experiences. And based on all the deep research we've done, I already know exactly how I want this app to work and what it should include. So I basically described all of that directly inside the prompt by saying the platform should allow users to upload PDFs, study notes, and YouTube links. Once uploaded, the AI should instantly analyze the content and convert it into simplified mini lessons, interactive quizzes, practical exercises, and gamified learning sessions. The entire experience should feel dynamic and engaging, where users learn step by step and immediately test their understanding through challenges and quizzes generated directly from the uploaded material. I also added all the extra features I wanted, the pricing system, and even the design vision I had in mind by referencing visual inspiration from existing competitors. I'll leave all the prompts in the description below. But always remember, the more detailed your prompt is, the better the final result will usually be. And to boost the output quality even more, I highly recommend enabling Adam's Race Mode. What this basically does is let multiple AI agents work simultaneously to produce different versions of the app, and then Adams automatically selects the strongest result. And for Race Mode, I personally always go with Turbo. Turbo unlocks the highest level of performance available. It does cost slightly more, but if you want premium results, you use the most powerful setup available. So now let's hit enter and watch how crazy this looks. As you can see here, we now have multiple AI agents working and competing in real time. Each one is building a completely different version of the app, which later allows us to pick the best result. And what really makes this stand out from most other AI tools is that Adams is not just building a simple demo. Right now, it's building the front end, back end, database, authentication system, payments, and basically everything needed to launch this as a real business today. All right, so the generating is now finished. And after reviewing the different versions, I really like this one here from Claude the most. So I'm gonna select it, click on I'm loving this one, and then confirm. And as you can see here, this is what the AI built for us. But before we even look at the design, let's test the actual function of the app, because that's the most important part. So I'm gonna click here on Get Started, sign in using my email, and just like that, we are now officially inside the app. And honestly, as a first impression, this actually looks incredible and feels like a real polished app. Here we have the dashboard. In the prompt, I specifically asked for the interface to feel clean and simple, and I really like how it handled that. As you can see, we have XP points, streaks to keep users coming back, and level progression for engagement. Then here we have the upload button, which redirects members to the upload section, and down here we can see all recent uploads. Now moving to the upload section, this is where users can upload their learning materials, whether that's a PDF, pasted notes, or a YouTube link. We're gonna test this in a second, but let's quickly go through the other section. Here is the library tab, which stores all the learning materials and generated study sessions. Then we have the progress tab, where users can track their learning analytics over time, like total XP, accuracy, recent attempts, and overall progress. And of course, we also have the admin section where users can manage their account settings and subscription. Overall, I'm honestly really impressed with this first version, especially when you realize that all of this was generated just from a text prompt. So now let's actually test the app. Right here, I prepared a PDF guide about AI images and prompt structures, and I'm gonna use this as the learning material. So I'm gonna choose PDF, click here to upload the guide, give it a name as requested, and then hit Generate My Learning Bundle. And now the AI starts reading the PDF and generating the interactive learning experience automatically. So now the learning bundle has finished generating. And what I really like is that the AI first creates simplified mini lessons with all the important information so we don't have to go through the entire PDF manually. And after finishing those summarized lessons, this is where the interactive learning experience begins. So based on the information you just studied, the app starts generating related questions to actually test your understanding. And one thing I noticed is that the question difficulty gradually increases over time, which makes the learning experience feel much more dynamic and realistic instead of just random, easy questions. And once the learning session is finished, you can see your analytics and how well you performed, which also updates inside the dashboard and the progress tab automatically. I mean, this is actually crazy. We literally built a fully functional AI learning app just by writing a prompt. Now, of course, this is only version 1, and the cool part is that we can keep improving it endlessly. And to make changes or add new features, all you have to do is drop another prompt in here. For example, right here, I wrote a prompt asking the AI to add a new exam mode feature where users have to complete timed quizzes with different difficulty levels. So now all I have to do is send the prompt, and Alex the engineer will take care of the rest. Alex will understand the request, start building the feature automatically, and integrate it directly into the app. So now if we head back into the app, we can already see that the new feature has been added. So let's click here on Take Exam and test it out. All right, so here we can choose the learning material based on the topics we've already been studying. Then we can choose the number of questions, whether that's 10, 15, or 20 questions. And as you can see, they're divided into different difficulty levels. We can also set the timer from 5 all the way up to 30 minutes, depending on how challenging we want the session to be. And down here, we can also see the exam rules before starting. So now let's click on Generate Exam. And just like that, the exam starts. Honestly, this looks insanely professional. And while I was testing this, I genuinely forgot that I'm technically the one who built this app. It actually feels super useful, and I can genuinely see myself using something like this to learn faster and stay way more engaged while studying. And once you finish the exam, you'll get a super detailed report showing exactly how you performed. You can instantly see if you passed or failed, how many questions you got right, how many were wrong, and the amount of XP you earned. It also shows your weak areas, so you know exactly what topics you should focus on improving while studying. And down here, we even have a full question overview. The correct answers are highlighted in green, the wrong ones are in red. And if we expand a wrong answer, we can see the correct solution along with a full explanation, so the user actually understands the mistake. And if we head over to the exam section, we can also see all the previous exams we've completed, so users can come back and track their progress anytime they want. Honestly, I genuinely have no words. This is actually mind-blowing. Usually, building something like this would require an entire development team and days or even weeks of coding. But now we can literally build all of this just by writing prompts. So now let's head back to the app landing page and improve that as well. So again, I wrote another prompt with all the changes and improvements I want to make, and now all I have to do is send it. Right here, we can review the plan, and if everything looks good, we click Approve. And from there, the entire team starts working on the request automatically. And within minutes, we'll have a much more optimized landing page with all the important sections needed for a real SaaS product. So right here at the top, we have the Hero section with attention-grabbing visuals, floating icons, and a clear call to action. Then, as we scroll down, we can see everything broken down properly to explain the features and how the platform actually works. Right here, we also have testimonials, which act as social proof and help a lot with the buying decision. Then further down, we have the pricing plans, the FAQ section, and all the important information users usually look for before subscribing. And right before the footer, we also have published articles. Now these are not just random blog posts. These are SEO optimized articles designed to help people discover the app through Google search and drive organic traffic over time. And if you're someone who prefers making manual edits, just click on Design right here, and it opens up a live editing view where you can click on any element on the page, whether it's text, colors, images, buttons, or basically anything else, and modify it directly. And just like that, we now have both the landing page and the actual app looking polished and ready to launch. But before we publish the app, we still need to do one of the most important things, connect payments. Because at the end of the day, it means nothing if we build an app, but can't actually make money from it. So to do that, click on the connectors icon right here at the top and choose Stripe. From there, all you have to do is sign into your existing Stripe account or create a new one and hit connect. And just like that, your Stripe account is connected and ready to start accepting payments. But in order to actually receive payments, we still need to publish the app. So to do that, click on the publish button right here at the top, hit continue, then publish again. And just like that, your app is officially live to the public. After that, I highly recommend connecting a custom domain name to make your app look much more professional. You can either connect your own domain or purchase one directly inside Atoms. And just like that, your app is now live, fully functional, and honestly, looking amazing. But of course, you can't just hit publish and expect to make thousands overnight. If you actually want results, you need to keep improving the app, adding new features, listening to feedback, and studying competitors so your product keeps standing out. And one thing I highly recommend taking advantage of is Adrian, the ad specialist inside Atom. It basically helps automate the Google Ads workflow to drive traffic and potentially generate sales, which can save you a huge amount of time. So if you're ready to build and launch your own AI app, you can check out Atoms using the link in the description below.